What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. We are out here. We made it. I feel a little tired, but adrenaline is carrying me this morning. I stayed up late. I finished the entirety of the San Antonio Spurs and Phoenix Suns games. And absolutely no regrets because I'm ready to buy all of the damn hype that's being thrown out there. So excited to talk about that. That's what we're gonna do this morning. There was only 4 games last night, so we're gonna hit all 4 of them, baby. We're gonna go in chronological order because we'll have a few more people here towards the end when we hit the last game of the night. But that's what we'll do. We'll talk about last night's basketball action. Tonight we've got the debut of the in-season tournament. Very exciting. We got a lot of stuff going on. We've got the Underdog Happy Hour show today at 3 o'clock, which that's great. And then at 5:30, live before lock, as we have got game week 4, but also the first week of the So Rare in-season tournament. So a lot of fun stuff. More importantly, if you haven't done so yet, like the stream, subscribe to Team Hold, and get active in the chat. This is a we get to play together today. We get to play together. Who do we got in here? So K Forge up in the house. Let's go. Wemby season. Jump shoot up in here. Sneeps. Ian, good morning. Let's go. The common man's here. Keeper. We got homies. We the people. Leon's here. We got Billy's here. So is it $79 worth of hype? We'll actually talk about that at the end. We can talk about that at the end. Okay, that was the most impressive thing to you, we the people. The most impressive thing to you is Devin Booker was awesome last night, but that's not more impressive to me than them losing for a second time to the Spurs based on Wemby's number. I mean, that was insane, and they didn't even have. We'll save it because they didn't even have Devin Vassell. We got Andrew Laird in the chat. Let's go. Shout out Andrew. I was saying to him this morning. So yesterday, for those that don't know. The unique auction happened for Victor Wembanyama's So Rare card, which means, that's like one of the more expensive pieces that are ever going to be on the market, right? And it went for $110,000, which is insane. But I will say, like, if you were ever to drop that kind of bag, it's nice to see that guy go for 38 and 10 right after, like just immediately feel a little bit better. All right, Garen says, good morning. I've watched some Spurs games this year more Spurs games this year than the last 3 combined. Yeah, I believe it. We got Jordan in the chat too as well. All right, Josh is here. Let's go. Let's talk about some of the basketball. We'll kind of move through the first 3 games pretty quickly and then spend some time on that last game. The first game of the night, the 7 p.m. Eastern tip-off, we had Sixers and Rap City, we the North. Embiid is pretty good, guys. Embiid is pretty good. He had 28, 13, and 7. There was this incredible rejection that he had. I also thought, so Siakam goes in for this two-handed slam right down the middle, and Embiid just meets him at the rim, sends it back, and then he gave him a little Mutombo wag, the Mutombo finger wag. I thought that was an instant tech because Embiid's too big of a man for the refs not to see that happen. But he got away with it. Gave him a little finger wag, rejection, incredible block. Also, I'm assuming this has to do with Nick Nurse and the way that they run their offense. Also has a lot to do with James Harden not being there because James Harden, the thing they did every single game for every single play was the pick and roll, right? And they're not doing that anymore. It's way more dribble handoffs and a lot more cutting, off-ball cutting. And Embiid's assist numbers way up. And I wonder, are we going to see a little Jokic light from Embiid this year? Anyways, he had 28, 13, 7 dimes, that incredible block. He also went 12 for 13 from the line. Raptors put up a fight early and then just couldn't do anything with it. Scotty Barnes was awesome. He had 24, 8, and 8. Again, so if you're a Raps fan and you're feeling bummed out, at least you got Scotty Barnes. Scotty's been awesome. But Siakam was no-showed. I think Philly just might be a brutal matchup for Toronto too, because every time, and it's not like Jakob Poeltl is this incredible interior defender, but every time Poeltl came out of the game, Scotty Barnes was D'ing up Embiid down low. That's not ideal. Maxey, first bad game for Maxey, only at 18. Oubre 23 and 5. Tobias Harris 23 and 7. Tobias is back, baby. The other thing I wanted to note, they only had 18 total bench points, 10 of them coming from Furkan, I want to get traded, Korkmaz, 2 from Pat Bev, and then Paul Reed in the mud grabbed 6. Good win for Philly. Philly's going to be good. I think I misjudged Philly. I thought Philly was going to slip a little bit more. I think they're going to be pretty you got Embiid and you got Maxey. They're going to be pretty competitive the whole way out. That's it. I don't know if anybody's got any hot takes about that. I know we have some Toronto fans in the chat. I don't have any other hot takes around that one. That game actually wasn't super exciting to watch. I think because I was hopeful that the fourth quarter was going to be a little bit more competitive, and it kind of got out of hand. So once the fourth quarter came, switched over to Detroit basketball and the New Orleans Pelicans. Zion got ruled out. And I was like, well, Brandon Ingram's probably going to play. Brandon Ingram got ruled out. And I was like, well, all right, maybe Detroit's going to take it to him. And they didn't. There was a stretch. I texted Justin Catches from the 89 Cavs about this. There was a stretch, I want to say like early in the second quarter, where I saw the Pistons take maybe 10 consecutive of the worst fucking three-pointers I've ever seen in my life. I mean, not even sniffing rim. It was just like catching the bottom of the net, catching the side of the backboard. Like, it was ugly, and it was just everybody. Like Cade, Alser, like Sasser. Actually, Sasser was balling from three last night. That's going to be my hot take, by the way. Marcus, is it Marcus Sasser? Whoever Sasser's first name is, put him in the three-point contest. He's taking it down. CJ McCollum is on like a 2-game heater right now. So the Pels win 125-116. CJ had 33, 5, and 4. My name is, oh my God, I stopped the camera. That was exciting, huh? My name is Jonas Valanciunas, 23, 13, and 5. And then Herbie Jones out there starting 21, 5, and 3. We also had 7 stocks, 7 of them. And then also Sasser, 5 for 8 from 3. He dropped 19. Another soon to be 3-point champ, Matty Ryan, Matty Ice, who's been bouncing around from team to team. He gets a spot start since the Pelicans were down 2 of their starters. He dropped 20 and went 6 for 8 from 3. Billy in the chat says Pels went zone because Detroit went cold shooting threes, daring to shoot more. Yeah, and then they kind of caught up a little bit. They caught a little steam. But yeah, it was ugly, man. The second I turned over to it, I was like, good Lord. Oh, but let's get a Detroit basketball drop just for them, just to give them a little love since they lost.
Detroit basketball! Detroit basketball!
There we go. We love it. We love that. Anyways, good win for the Pels. Pels keep they get that win against OKC. It's a back-to-back, 3 games this week. No Zion, no Ingram, and they still get the W. We love it. We love it. All right, third game. We're so close. We're so close to talking about Wemby. Third game, Orlando Magic, Utah Jazz. This game got a little spicy towards the end. It looked like the Magic were in control for most of it. And then the last 2 minutes, Laurie knocks down a couple of threes. Jordan Clarkson gets an and one. Laurie actually with 14 seconds left. Great ball movement. Ball zips around. They find Laurie at the top of the key, and the Utah announcer was great because it was as he got the ball, he basically was like, "And here comes Utah's all-star." I was like, "Yeah, give Laurie some all-star love." Knocks down a 3, gives him a lead. The crowd, all of the white people of Utah that were in the arena were losing their damn mind. Big W, looks like it's coming. And then Paolo Bancheros is not so fast, and he shuts everybody up, gets a little bucket. Magic end up winning 115-113. One thing that it was a weird finish because one thing that happened, so THT, actually, let's get a THT drop because he bricked the 3, although he's been playing pretty well for them, but whatever. Well, that's not the rules for drops. So again, they're down 1 at this point. Ball zips around. THT gets a pretty clean look from the angle. And then on the rebound, Wendell Carter Jr. comes up and then just lands weird, and it breaks a bone in his hand. So we'll have to stay tuned to see how long he's going to be out. But that sucked. Because Wendell played all right too. He finished with 14 and 10. But can we welcome Paolo Banchero back to the NBA? I think this was his first game, right? Let's just pretend that he sat out the first 4 or 5 for Orlando and then showed up last night. He was a part of the FIBA crew who had a FIBA hangover, but last night he arrived. He finished with 39 and 5, and then also had 5 stocks on top of it. And gets the game-winning bucket. Franz looked good, too. He had 21, 5, and 4. Markelle Fultz, after announced as starter, got ruled out 5 minutes in or 5 minutes before the game started. Not 5 minutes, 20 minutes before the game started. So Cole Anthony, baby. And you know what? I got to eat some crow on Cole. I was like, let's move Cole. He's a score first guard. They don't need him. That's not what he's been great for them off the bench. He had 18, 7, and 7. And then on the Utah side of things, THG had 15 and 8, Clarkson had 21, 6 and 6, Laurie 22 and 7, and then John Collins. We got a John Collins dub 20 and 10. Good win for Orlando, though. This is like for me anyways, thinking about this team's ceiling this season specifically, these are the games that team typically loses, right? And this is how they get over the hump. They had a lead. Utah comes storming back. They were on the road. It's easy for them to be like, well, they're a young team. They're not mentally tough. They haven't been in these situations. They lose this game. And they didn't. They come back after again, all those white people screaming, and Paolo's just puts it on his shoulders, gets a bucket, and they get a W. I think that's a pretty important win for them moving forward. It shows that they have that toughness down the stretch. And I don't know. And we're going to talk more about like the standings since we only had 4 games. And I think teams like the East is just weird right now. The East is weird, and I think there is room for a team like Orlando to make a jump up, and we'll see. I still think they need, the Wendell Carter Jr. thing is going to be a problem because they don't have like a ton of bigs. It's way more Mo Wagner than we want, but we'll have to pay attention to it. Anyways, all right, let's go. Spurs and Suns, the main event, baby. This game was awesome. The Spurs, I'm trying not to be hyperbolic. I'm trying not to be so reactionary and like be a prisoner of the moment. It is really hard, man, to not like overreact to this. It's appointment viewing television. Like I can't even think of another time. I guess it was like LeBron's first couple of games, but I was so young then where I was just like, I have to watch this. Like I stayed up. I could have gone to bed and like watched the game in the morning, catch up on it. But he does like 4 or 5 things a game, regardless of his stat line. There's like 4 or 5 different plays that happen every game that or just blow your mind. Honestly, every single San Antonio Spurs player should average 5 assists a game just by closing their eyes and throwing it up at the rim. Because I saw it a couple of times. Like Jeremy Sohan was just, like at the top of the key, and he's just like, fuck it, and throws it up. And then Wemby just appears. He's just Stretch Armstrong. He's like go gadget arm, catches it, knocks it in. And he does that like 3 or 4 times. Trey Jones did it a couple of times as well. Jump Shoot says reminds me of Lynn's. Yeah, I guess Linsanity was absolutely appointment viewing television. I mean, I guess the ceilings of these plays are a little bit different, but yeah, that is like similar vibes. But it's just, I mean, it was incredible. And last night was the first time that I think like the defensive stuff made sense to me. I was like, this dude's going to average like 3.5 blocks and steals a game, right? Like that's just going to happen because of how long he is. His arms are going to get in the passing lanes. Like he can pick up a couple of blocks and like, yeah, he can dunk, whatever. I mean, last night at the end of the first half, there's 2 possessions in a row where he's just straight up. He's like, you know what? I see you, Trey Jones. I see you, Sohan. I see you, Devin Vassell. What if this 7'4" guy brings it up and just steps into a 3, does it back-to-back possessions, extends the lead to 20. And he was just so good. And the thing that was so impressive to me about this Spurs win in general is that, so the final score ends up being 132-121, right? So the Spurs are up 20-25. I think they almost pushed it to 30 at one point in the first half. I mean, they were just absolutely annihilating the Suns. The Suns couldn't make a defensive stop to save their lives. They were turning the ball over. And to the Spurs' credit, they were hitting a ton of shots as well. But then the Suns, they have better players. They come storming back and they cut it. I believe they took the lead at 1.2. And we've talked about this before when a team is like battling to get like from a big deficit and they can't get over the hump. It's like they use so much energy to get there that it's hard to like maintain and they fall back. But this time the Suns took the lead. And once they took the lead, I was like, all right, listen, this was fun. We still saw like a Wemby ceiling game, whatever. And then no, Wemby won that game for them. He really did. I mean, there's no other way to say it. There was another play too, like late in the fourth quarter when this game is in the balance. I think they were either up 1 or down 1. And it was like, off a dribble, off like a left. He's like coming around a corner, gets the ball in the angle, just like a left dribble, and then goes up with it. And that's not a high percentage shot for almost anybody. Those are like really hard shots. And he just knocks it down. His final line ends up being 38 and 10. He went 3 for 6 from 3. Like if this 7'4" guy, and again, all 3 of those, I've already referenced all 3 of those threes. They were all off the dribble. These weren't catch and shoot threes, all off the dribble. I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Zach Collins had 19 and 8, and I mentioned Devin Vassell. Devin Vassell was on a heater earlier. He went 7 for 10 from the field in 17 minutes, had 17 points, and then had a groin injury that we'll have to pay attention to. My best ball bags are crying right now. But that was it. I mean, Sohan, we did see some points. Sohan finally, after a couple of real bad games of it, he went 14 points, 9 dimes, and 5 boards. Kevin Durant, it was funny, man. I don't know if you guys watched the fourth quarter. Kevin Durant hit a couple of shots, but it felt like he wasn't himself last night. And then I looked at the line, and he had 28 points and 6 boards, but he went 10 for 15 from the field. But as we the people pointed out earlier in the chat, Devin Booker looked awesome coming back. 31 points, 13, I think it was 13 boards and 9 dimes, and he went 5 for 7 from 3. And that seems to be, I mean, a lot of conversation was had in the offseason, like, who's going to be the point guard? Well, Devin Booker's going to be the point guard. Devin Booker can do it. We've already seen him do it on the Suns in years past when Chris Paul would just like tweak a hammy and be out 4 months. So we know Booker can do this. But what I'm impressed by is the 3-point percentage and the 3-point attempts are going way up on Book. Because Book, like, and I only know this from gambling, but I remember like whether it was Moment Ranks, RIP, whatever the game's called now on Top Shot, where like his bonus for a 3 would be like 2. If he hit 2 threes, he'd hit the bonus. Or his underdog pick'ems would be like over under was set at 1.5. And this is, I mean, I feel like he's been averaging like 3+ a game. So Booker looks awesome, man. And if the Suns can start winning some games, then I think he's like square in the MVP conversation. But the problem is right now, I mean, that's 2 consecutive losses to San Antonio by Phoenix. And you can make the excuse the first one, right? You're like, whoa, we didn't have KD. I mean, we didn't have Booker. We didn't have Beal. I mean, you had Booker this time. You didn't have Beal. You had Booker. But I think like a real issue, and this isn't a super scorcher. This isn't a massive take here. But like, if you watch the game, you're just seeing who they're running out there, you know, like Drew Eubanks playing a ton of minutes. Yusuf Nurkic. Also, welcome to the Yusuf Nurkic experience, everybody. I mean, how many times did he catch the ball down low in prime position, do this like weird up fake, off balance, and then just throw it off the backboard? Like he's got such good hands down low, and for some reason can't, no touch around the rim, just misses a ton of bunnies. So they're closing with Drew Eubanks now too. Like Eubanks is actually playing. Actually, let me look that up right now, because it feels like Eubanks was playing just about as many minutes as Nurk, and it was not foul trouble. It was not foul trouble that did that. So I'm sorry, I'm going to look that up real quick because I thought that was interesting. But they're playing like Keita Bates-Diop is playing a lot. Grayson Allen starting. You're relying heavily on Jordan Goodwin. Yeah. So Eubanks played 27 minutes. Nurk played 19 minutes. 19 minutes, and Nurk had 7 points, 3 boards. Eubanks had 13 and 5. Yuta played 26 minutes. Eric Gordon 24 minutes off the bench. Okogie only played 12 minutes. So their team's in a little bit of a disarray right now. And again, I know this is through like 5 games. We should probably relax. It's not a big deal, but the Suns look weird, man. The Suns look a little weird. I don't love it. I mean, Booker looks awesome, and KD is going to be awesome. I think this is, again, more small sample size than anything else, but I get it. Does give me a little pause for concern just with, again, how talented the West is right now. You know, it's a little hairy there for the Phoenix Suns, but Wemby, man, I don't know. Wemby looks incredible. Wemby looks absolutely incredible. And I think I'm buying the hype. Because if his offense, I thought like his defensive performances would be through the roof, and we'd be like, man, this dude's a freak, and he'd do it like 3 or 4 times. But I didn't think we'd be seeing 38-point games this early into his. I mean, the dude is in less than 2 weeks into his career, and he just beat KD twice, and like took it to him. It's incredible. Anyways, those are the 4 games last night. Let me know your thoughts on the chat. We'll take a quick break for a little underdog, and then we'll look at the standings and mess around, stuff like that. Today's NBA bit is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy Sports. Whether you're drafting Luka first overall in best ball or fading Wemby blocks in the pick'ems, Underdog is where you'll find Team Hold. Sign up today at underdogfantasy.com or just click the link in the description to get started. And by signing up using promo code HOLD, HOLD, you will get a 100% deposit bonus match up to $100. That's a free honey. So sign up today using promo code HOLD, HOLD, and get started at underdogfantasy.com. 1/16 of the season is gone. That's right, the common man. Hey, so You know what starts tonight? We've got the in-season tournament, baby. Get ready. The in-season tournament is here. We've got a handful of games tonight, which I kind of like. So for, underdog drafting purposes, which again, the underdog happy hour at 3 p.m. today, it's kind of nice. So we've got the early start is Cavs Pacers at 7 o'clock. And then I've got a bone to pick with the NBA. I've got a bone to pick. Bucks Knicks is at 7:30. All right. And that's the ESPN game. You're telling me it couldn't be the 8 o'clock game, the Golden State Warriors versus the Oklahoma City Thunder? I know the Knicks are a sexier city. New York City, baby. Bing bong. John Thibodeau. Ice! Right? Like, I get it. Giannis, Milwaukee. Cool. But I want SGA. I want Steph Curry. I want Chet Holmgren. That game is going to be way more exciting. I don't want to see this Knicks-Bucks game. Right? Anyways, we've got Cavs and Pacers. I believe Garland and Jared Allen are still questionable. I think Tyrese Halliburton's questionable too. So hopefully everybody's playing. And then 7:30 Knicks Bucks. 8 o'clock, we've got the 4-1 Warriors against the 3-2 Thunder. Then Brooklyn Nets and Chicago Bulls. Can't wait to not watch a second of that game. Another game I'm not going to watch a little bit of is the Wizards and the Miami Heat. And then the 2 nightcaps. This is the real. So you pick your fighter. Do you want to watch the ESPN game? That's the Dallas Mavericks versus the Denver Nuggets. Or do you want to lock in to see how bad the Memphis Grizzlies really are? Because the 0-5 Grizz are taking on the 2-3 Portland Trailblazers. That's right. The Blazers have a 2-game lead on them. I also want to show you something. Look at this. The Grizzlies, I want you to see. So it says, you can see everybody's record. You can see everybody's record, right? Look at this. We got 2-3 Knicks, 2-2 Bucks, 4-1. Wizards 1-3, Heat 1-4, and then the Grizzlies. Adam Silver was like, "Hey, do me a favor. Ja's going through a lot right now. Steven Adams is up in Ottawa coaching basketball. He's not playing. Brandon Clark is out. What if we just leave their record off? What if we just don't show the record? Like, don't let anybody watch. I love it. Shout out to Adam Silver. Let's go over the standings for a little bit. Actually, let's make some picks. All right, Cavs are going to win this game. The Knicks are going to lose in overtime. How about that for specificity? Knicks lose in overtime. I think the Thunder bounce. Oh, no, SGA's out of this game. Actually, you know what? I take my take back. SGA's not playing tonight. I forgot he's dinged up. So give me Golden State wins this game. Brooklyn wins this game. The Heat win. The Heat have to win this game. I'm going to take the Trailblazers. I think Grizz go 0-6. Shaden Sharp goes for 40. And then give me the Denver Nuggets. Although I believe Jokic and Jamal Murray are a little questionable for tonight too. Maybe it's probable, but I know they were on the injury report. Let's go over the standings here. Over to the worldwide leader. Ian's just saying thoughts on Obi Toppin as a starter for the Pacers. I just think Obi, I've been saying this for all off season, the beginning of this season. I think Obi Toppin is more, you're going to see him dunk it a couple of times, but he's not playing like he's playing 20 minutes a game, I think 22 minutes a game. I think he's like a starter in name only. So I don't know. I mean, I think Obi Toppin's a nice player, but yeah, I think people were a little too excited to like, holy crap, Obi Toppin's going to unlock everything. And it's like, I don't know. He's going to throw down some dunks because Halliburton's going to get him out and running. He's playing more than he did for the Knicks. How about that? That's good. That's a nice thing I can say. All right, let's look at the Eastern Conference here. So the Celtics remain the only undefeated team in the East. Sixers 3-1 right there. Look at the Philadelphia 76ers just hanging around. Atlanta Hawks, Orlando Magic, both 3-2. And then you get the Pacers, Bucks, Nets, 2-2. The 2-3 squads are the Bing Bong Boys, the Cavaliers, Chicago Bulls. And then 2-4, we drop down to Rap City, Detroit basketball. Charlotte Hornets are 1-3. The Washington Wizards are 1-3. And then the Miami Heat 1-4. Again, it's probably way too soon to be overreacting to a lot of this stuff. But Miami Heat, I'm sure, will right the ship. Although, listen, again, we went over their roster yesterday. Wizards and Hornets will continue to lose. But I think this is going to be a fun, like, seriously, from 3 down, I think this is going to be a fun, competitive zone. And again, I feel like I'm going to have to eat some crow on my 76ers take preseason. They might just be good. Like the 2 seed, as Weisberg said, the 2 seed is very much in play. Hawks have looked fun too. I think that's pretty exciting. All right, let me go back down to the Western Conference now. The lone survivor of the undefeated teams over here, the Dallas Mavericks 4-0. Again, that Mavericks Nuggets game is going to be fun. Golden State Warriors there at 4-1. Nuggets 4-1. Look at the New Orleans Pelicans, who are already battling injury stuff. Ingram's missed 2 games already. Zion's missed 1. That was more rest, I think. But they're 4-1. And 4-1 with like real W's, right? Because they beat the Thunder. Let's actually look at what they've done. They beat the Pistons, the Thunder. They lost to the Warriors, beat the Bing Bong Boys and the Grizz. So they, shout out New Orleans. Shout out New Orleans. And then you've got the Lakers and Clippers, both 3-2. Oklahoma City Thunder 3-2. Spurs, the San Antonio Spurs are 3-2. You got the T-Wolves 2-2 with an impressive win over the Nuggets the other night. The Kings 2-2. The Phoenix Suns 2-3. Blazers 2-3. Utah Jazz 2-4. Houston Rockets 1-3. And then Memphis Grizzlies 0-5. There you go. That's our standings right now. Incredible stuff. Incredible stuff. Way too early to overreact to any of this, but we love it. We love it. Borland in the chat says he's going to Wolves Jazz tomorrow and Wolves Celtics Monday. Should be fun. Should be fun. In season tournament. Garen, I just did. Garen, where did you go? Did you have a meeting? I made picks and everything. I'm excited for my eyes to bleed while we see those new NBA courts. Jumpshoot says, so does the Grizz coach get? No, he can't fire Taylor Jenkins. None of this is Taylor Jenkins' fault. The only thing you can say about Taylor Jenkins, like if they were going to fire him, they would have to blame Ja Morant's behavior on him, right? Because this isn't Taylor Jenkins' fault. It's not. It's weird that some get isn't it just Tuesdays and Fridays that they're doing it, Borland, right? Isn't that what the schedule is like? Or Mondays and Fridays? So it's just the Friday games that are tournament bound. I think they were trying to designate nights. Like, so everything tonight is just tournament, I think. It's weird. I'm both excited about this and don't give a shit about the tournament at the same time. There was a funny story that came out this morning. If I pop over to Twitter for a second, Adrian Wojibomb, although this does not count as a Woj bomb at all. But there was a report. Here we go. Let me share screen so everybody can see it. Oh, yeah, just goofy for so rare purposes, says Borland. Yeah, I'm surprised Adam Silver did not discuss with Nicholas about that. Let's go over to this. Okay, so Woj tweets out this morning, ESPN sources. As the NBA pushes to accelerate the competitive environment of the new in-season tournament, the league's coaches are joining the players in getting paid a financial prize pool for advancing into the final stages of the event. Thank God. Thank God, because one of the biggest issues that the NBA has been struggling with, not just this year, but historically, are coaches' load management. Too many times coaches take a game off because they're like, am I going to get paid extra? And they don't coach the same. I've seen Tom Thibodeau not yell, ice, because he was not a part of the financial prize pool. And now that he is, now that Tom Thibodeau can get an extra $500K, I think he's going to coach harder. I think he'll stay at practice a little bit longer because this in-season tournament matters to me. I got to tell you, that is my only concern about the NBA in-season tournament and its legitimacy is it just feels like the NBA is sweating a lot right now. It feels like they're stressed. It feels like it's a little desperate where they're like, we swear to God, this new thing that we created that's happening in November that has nothing but maybe everything to do with the TV rights deal is the most important thing the NBA has ever done, and you should care about it. Why? Because we added 2 extra games, because we made the courts purple, and because Tom Thibodeau is going to get paid a little extra. So that's my only, it feels a little weird. Yeah, anyways, I don't know. Yeah, but what about the physical trainers? Yeah, the trainers need to get paid. Should the fans get paid? There you go, Adam Silver. You want to make a difference? Every fan of that team, but again, this is how we save Top Shot. Not only do you have to be a fan of the team, but that has to be indicated on your NBA Top Shot profile. You have to, and you can't pick all of the teams. You got to pick that specific team that's yours. You can't change it. And if they win, you get $40 in, you get 400 gold, OTM gold. Yeah, that it does. It feels like that where they're really trying to sell you on it because they're like, this matters. Matty Harrison, baby, says it all depends on the player buying. If they kick it up to playoff intensities for these pool games, it will be popular. Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think it's going to be fun. I think it is going to be fun. Like I like that it's just a part of the regular season anyways. I just think it's really hard to create something brand new, but make it feel like it has tradition, right? And that is what this is. They're trying to do this thing that is supposed to feel like it's a part of the league. Like, yes, it's new, but it's like, this is what we'll always do. Like the comparisons to how like European football, how they do league cups. Well, it's like, yeah, but they've been doing that for thousands of years. Right. So it's got the tradition and history already built into it. I think that's a little bit trickier for the NBA to just throw this in there. Also, I don't like that it's in November. I'm sorry, I'm like complaining a lot, but it's just like within the first 2 weeks of the season, we've already started. It feels like there should be eased in a little bit. Is there an in-season tournament MVP? There must be. There must be. I think it all depends on the Vegas games. Yeah, listen, I'm going. I'm excited. I also I was listening to, I fell asleep listening to the Bill Simmons podcast last night. And I think they're doing a live show. I actually think tickets go on sale today. They're doing a live show that Wednesday in Vegas before like the game start. I think I'm going to try to go to that. Yeah, Toronto Raptors versus Wrexham FC. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Anyways, I mean, it's not like I'm not going to watch. I'm still very excited about it. There's just like a couple of red flags. There's a couple of red flags. That's all. That's all I'm saying. There's a couple of red flags. But whatever. I'm excited. I don't care. I don't care. Speaking of Vegas podcasts, I see this man right here. You guys doing one? That's my goal. I don't want to go to any of the games in Vegas. I want to go to all live podcast shows. That's all I want to do. Maddie says USA sports have a real championship or nothing culture. Look at how the 18-1 Patriots are mocked. I feel like you just brought that up to upset me. All right. No Patriots talk up in here. I still remember I watched that game. Was that the last year that I lived in Massachusetts? No, I can't remember. But I watched that with a bunch of Giants fans that I went to college with. That honestly, if I'm being real honest, they weren't. I wasn't friends with them. I don't know why I went. Yeah, it was a nice appearance. You know what? And it was a nice appearance, and I did hear. I heard my name, all right? I heard my name. My ears were burning, and I'm going to talk about Top Shot right now, okay? I'm going to talk about Top Shot. Let's go. Let's do a little drop because we're going to be talking about Top Shot right now. There we go. Hey, they announced little fun packs tomorrow, right? Oh, not tomorrow, but they announced the packs. So $79 rookie packs, baby. So the set for $79, you're basically guaranteed one of the Thompson twins. Do you think the Thompson twins are starting to get annoyed that they don't like, hey, like, can you call me Amin or Asser? Like, why are we grouped together? But one of the Thompson twins, Scoot, Chet Holmgren or Victor Wembanyama. And that's for $79, right? And I saw there was a lot of people that were like, this is too much. This is too expensive. I actually don't think it's that bad. And I know it's a common drop. And I think that's probably why some of the concern is like, how dare you? How dare you do commons and make them $79 if commons are commons. And I get it. Like Badavine's saying, yeah, $79 is the Lego floor. Yeah, it is. But I mean, listen, this is the first one. It's rookie moments. We've all said this together, right? That the rookie cards. Also, did you see Roham called them cards the other day? What's going on? Anyways, we all know that the rookie moments are the ones that matter now. Like that's what the market has kind of told us. And that, yes, it's a $79 is a Lego floor, but it's a Jeff Teague Lego, right? Or it's like a Reggie Bullock Lego. This is for Wembanyama. And that I think is what is going to, like, I don't know if any of the Thompson twins, I just complained about calling the Thompson twins. I don't know if any of those guys are going to be over $79 besides Wemby. I would like to think so. But if Wemby's going for like $275, $300, then I think it ends up being worth it. We'll see. I saw a lot of people were upset. A lot of people that normally aren't upset seemed pretty upset about it, but I don't know. This actually felt fair. I think the real reason that people are mad is that with this Origin pack drop happened, right? They screwed up on the prices, so they bring the price way down, and then everybody's like, oh, this is a W. Top Shot's back, baby. And like, so I guess the expectation was like, these should all be instant Ws. all that being said, I'm not buying a pack. I'm not going to go after it. I don't want to do that anymore. But I don't think it's egregious or anything. I don't think it's egregious. Garen, I'd rather buy this $79 pack and get at least one rookie with a $20 to $30 floor instead of buying a $9 pack and get 27 unsell or $9 packs and getting 27 unsellables. Yeah, I think that's fair. But I don't think that's bad. I don't think this is FUD worthy. I saw people were upset. I mean, let's just chill out. If they didn't call it a common pack, nobody would have been mad, you know? And if you get a Wemby, look, worst case scenario, you're getting Amon Thompson. And they've been great. They've been fun. I think it's a shame that the floor won't be higher than 79 for all of these. You're getting a shot at a debut of one of 5 dudes. Is it 4 dudes or 5 dudes? 5 dudes who have like all-star ceiling. Oscar Thompson's looked awesome for Detroit. Amon Thompson, I would like his shot to get a little bit better, but he looks great. Scoot's definitely gotten off to a slow start, but I'm not really concerned about it. And Chet's looked great. And obviously Wemby was insane last night. So I don't know. I'm just stop being mad. Look at me. I'm the one telling you guys to relax. And there you go. Tandy, I want you to clip this shit. Send it to Dream Shaker. Top Shot is back. Dick Chuck in the chat. Let's go. We'd love to see that. No, I know none of them. I know none of them are above $79. I'm saying that's the problem. I'm saying there should be, like, in a healthy, I feel like if it was a healthy market, it should be, but I don't know. What do you want me to tell you? Don't buy him then. All you got to do is not buy him. Wait a couple weeks. You can get Chet Holmgren for like $25. No Brandon. Oh, is Brandon Miller in it? I'm sorry. Is Brandon Miller one of those guys? Look at B. Foster. I didn't know you still watched. It's good to see you, B. Foster. Hey, Miller's looks great. It's just too bad Brandon Miller is on a team of dog shit vibes. But Brandon Miller has looked really good, man. He's been fun. And I made fun of them for being a bad team and having their number 2 pick come off the bench. And you know what? He's looked like a great six man. We the people you can. I mean, OTM's doing something that Hoops, is that what it's called? Hoops. Did Moment Ranks ever come out with their thing too? I don't know. Go play So Rare, We the People. That's where the fantasy's at. If they explicitly name the odds of pulling a Wemby on the pack front page, I respect it. Do we have no interview today? I'll be honest. So I'm wearing a black t-shirt underneath, right? And it's just the collar is a little bit lower than it normally is, and it just felt weird. And my closet's right there. So I just put on this bad boy. I'm wearing sweatpants though. I'm wearing sweatpants, baby. Let's see. Can you see the sweatpants? Yeah. I'm wearing sweatpants. It got cold. And this, I don't know if anybody else lives in New York or if other cities do this, but a lot of these buildings are really old and the heat is either non-existent. It's either 32 degrees in here, or if you turn the heat on, it's 95. It's impossible to get a comfortable temperature in there. God. Anyways. Imagining a Top Shot user who wants to spend money to build a So Rare lineup. They don't have ETH Wallet, MoonPay, is denied by their bank. They close their browser, never come back. Oh, yeah. That's fair, right? It's a little bit tricky right now, unless you just buy them all off the auctions. I don't know. Anything else you guys have for me today? It was a little bit of a light morning show because we've got 2 other shows today. So, we'll be back at 3 p.m. to do some gambling stuff. We had a nice night last night. I want to shout out our friends over at actually, there's a couple things we can do before we get out of here. But if you guys have other questions or stuff you want to talk about, let me know in the chat. I want to shout out our friend Peter Overzet and the Ship Chasing crew. This is like the 3rd week in a row where I've just followed whatever they've done. So for those that don't know, on Thursday nights for the Thursday night football game, it's Overzet, Ben Gretsch, and Pat Rain, and they just do a YouTube show. They just do a live stream while they're hang out and watch the game. And they bring guests on. It's really fun. It's like a good second screen hang. But they send out a pick every single time. They send out a pick. They're like pick 'em, and they do a core, and then they do like other ones, right? So we're gonna go over here and we'll look at our pick'em results. So last night, this was their core. So Will Levis, higher than 2.5 sacks. He got 4. Deontay Johnson, higher than 10 fantasy points. He got 18. And then Jalen Warren, 3 receptions. So what sucked about this is this one was a wash, right? So it ends up being a 2-pick parlay, but this was their core. So it ended up being 2 picks for 150. We won 150 on that one. Then they did a 5 picks for 500, which ended up being 4 picks for 250. It was lower than 17.5 rushing attempts. That hit low. Allen Robinson caught the first ball of the game, then didn't catch another one. So this ended up being 4 picks for 250. And then they threw up a halftime one that I followed too, which was 50 for 300. So Traylon Burks, Jalen Warren, and Chig, which Chig got all of it on the last drive. That was great to see. So that was a fun night. And then over here, we won like 300 on hoops. And look at this squad right here. This is the one that gave us the sweat we needed. KD actually let us down a little bit. Book would have been the play there. But Wemby dropped 60. We talked about the return of Paolo, Tobias Harris, Jonas Valanciunas, and then Trey Jones got us there too again. So that was fun. We the people. I did like just afterwards. I did like 5 or 6 minutes over that about the in-season tournament stuff. But anyways, that was fun. And then tonight, what do we got going? Fast Break Friday. There we go. 6-person drafts, $5, $8K to first. Ooh, they're doing the crossover again, the buzzer beater. There we go. Shout out Underdog, man. They've been a lot of fun. Underdog's been crushing it. And the other thing I wanted to check, did they update the leaderboard here for the double dribble? They did. Wait, what's today? Yes, they did update it. All right. I'm going to share this too. And we're going to go over it during the Underdog happy hour while we do some drafts. Man, I got to figure out my blinds here. So as you guys know, I did 150 of the best ball tournaments, right? I did 150 lineups. And this is the regular season leaderboard here. So we're going to look at this. Actually, let's do this. Let's get up here. All right. So we're going to search my name, Mike Zacks. We got to line up at 15th. Holy crap. Let's go. Look at this. So look at this is of my 150. This is how many lineups are in the it says top 100, but this is in the top 1,000. So we're doing well here. And I'm going to break this down a little bit more this afternoon. We'll talk about maybe some takeaways in the future, but it's huge. Where do you find the leaderboard? I'll share it in the chat. Hope Bishop. If you follow Hope Bishop on Twitter, she works for Underdog. She's great. She has it pinned on her Twitter profile, but I'll share. I just dropped it in the chat right there. I can still do pick'ems right now. I don't understand the law. I don't understand it. I don't know why I can still do it. I thought that was going to end in the middle of October. But what I'm going to do with the people is not ask any questions about it. I'm just going to keep firing until I get in trouble. All right. I want to go. Actually, let's look. Ooh, this is weird. We're just going to, I'm like a floating head over here. Let's go back over here. Oh, Dick Shuck says 1207 is my highest scoring. I hate that I can't see, like who's. They should just put your highest up top. But let's look at a couple here. So this team scored all right, 1239. We're not interested in. I'm sorry if you guys don't care about this, but I find this, I love this stuff. All right, this one is 1311. I've got a lot of Cade. I mean, the Cade Maxey Scotty Barnes combo is what's really been carrying me. And then AD, man. AD's dropped 296 points already this early into the season. Here we go. Here's a 1401. I think this one is in like the top 70 or whatever. Yeah, Cade, Maxey, Shaden Sharp, and THT. I did not expect THT to be contributing. And then there you go. Scotty Barnes dropping 281. And then AD, man. AD's been the guy. But anyways, this is my highest scoring, 1436. Jamal, Maxey, Russ, Dennis Schroeder. How about Dennis Schroeder just out there cooking? And then KD, Scotty Barnes, Keegan Murray again, and then AD. So you're seeing a lot of the same stuff there. All right, there we go. That's the Underdog minute here. Can't view leaderboard on my phone like the NFL. I know it is really frustrating. I think they'll fix it as they get later. It's the first time they've done this regular season thing and the leaderboard. On Jump Shoot said, I saw an Underdog commercial. One guy kind of looked like you on the streets of New York City, and he said, "Dog, is that you?" Also saw Jack. I'm not in any of the real Underdog commercials like the ones on TV, but I think I've done 5 or 6 this season or like this month of like, social ad reads. I've been doing it like on the phone. Actually, you'll see Bandy. I did some voiceover work for Bandino. Actually, no, I don't want to find it. It's like, maybe we'll watch it. I'll save it maybe we'll open live before lock with that. Anyways, that's my sweat. I can see what I've got for football. I don't know if anybody cares about that. Football hasn't been as successful, but see how this is what I'm talking about. Like with the NFL, they at least like put your good ones up top, you know. This one has 1129. I've got a lot of Sam Howell, but this is probably the lineup that this is the one that has any ceiling. So we got Daniel Jones and Sam Howell. Sam Howell's been balling. You got Travis Etienne, who's been doing well. The rest of my running backs are fine. Jerome Ford down there. Hopefully A-Shane comes back soon. But AJ Brown's been a beast. Keenan Allen, Amon-Ra, Tyler Lockett. And then we got some Tank Dell love down here. And then George Kittle and Logan Thomas. That's been like my highest scoring one, I think. Right? Anything else? Oh, this one's at 1,100 too. This has got a Tua, Russ, Saquon, Derrick Henry, Charbonnet. Gus Edwards has been great. That's a great late pick. And then Ty Freak, Puka down there. We get some Puka sightings. Anything else over 1,100 here? Nope, that's it. That's it. NFL's been mid this year. Not too exciting. Yeah, it has been a little bit slower. All right, I don't know. Is that it? We're going to call it there. We'll call it there. Everybody go watch the drop. That starts in 10 minutes. You can go do that. All right, we'll be back 3 p.m. Underdog Happy Hour. Back at 3. And we'll just make some dumb bets for tonight. And then 5:30 live before lock. I think Ghost is with us this week, as well as TST. And we're going to figure out what to do, because you're going to have to decide what you're going to play, right? We get the So Rare in-season tournament. Are you going to do that for those cash prizes, or are you just going to do the rare contender or limited contender? Like, how are you going to approach it? So we'll have plenty of stuff to talk about there. And then I think that's it. We got a busy Friday, baby. A busy Friday. Excited to cook. But I hope everybody has, if I don't see you, I hope everybody has a good weekend. But I better fucking see you. You know what I'm saying? I better see you. There's no excuses. Just put it on in the background, you know? Just get the views. Wemby to the moon. We're out of here.